Hey guys, welcome to my first studio vlog where I take you to work with me and show you the highlights of my day-to-day life working from home and running my own business. Some of the best days often begin with a walk with my dog Primo, where we soak in some sunlight before starting work. Once I'm settled in, I usually organize my mind by listing out what I have to do that day in my agenda. Rather than sharing with you what I plan to do today, I thought it would be nice to share with you something I use as a reference to guide my day-to-day plans. Every now and then, I update my monthly and weekly schedule to better suit my needs and guide me towards my goals. At the beginning of the year, I set a list of projects that I wanted to complete by the end of the year. But then I realized that simply having a list of projects wasn't really good enough. I needed a clearer description of what I wanted to achieve and what steps I needed to take to get there. So that was what I did. My goal was to double my income by the end of next year, and to achieve that I decided I would aim to launch one new collection every month, start a YouTube channel, and make a Patreon art and sticker club. In order to complete all of these tasks, I sort of set everything on a rotation schedule. Every week I would split my time between creating content for YouTube and doing one of my other projects. So for the first week of the month, I would dedicate most of my time to designing my new collection. And since that would likely be very time consuming, I would aim to create a drawing video for YouTube, which is easier for me to do. Week 2 would be illustrating Patreon stickers, prints, and printables. Since that would be less time consuming than designing the new collection, this would mean that it would be a good time to work on a studio vlog, which would likely require a lot more filming and editing time. While all of that is happening, I would connect with print shops and manufacturers to make sure that the new collection's production is underway. Week 3 would be finishing up any Patreon things that I haven't completed in week 2, setting up a Kickstarter page to prepare for the launch of my new collection, and creating a storytime video for YouTube. I've kept week 4 relatively flexible so that anything that needs to be carried over from the previous weeks can be carried over. Otherwise, I would start brainstorming for next month's new collection and creating some illustrations to post on social media. If time allows, I believe that this week would be a good week to create another studio vlog so that there would be 2 per month. Apart from that, I've also made it a goal to post on social media 2 to 3 times a week. I know that this might sound really intense, but I really just use it as a guideline rather than following it to a T. Some projects often end up taking longer or shorter to complete, whether it's design time or production time. Sometimes it's just out of my control, and sometimes it just needs more effort than others. So while it is unlikely that I will launch a collection every month, I'll definitely make an effort to try. With this in mind, I've also set out a schedule for every day of the week to make it easier for me to follow my plan. Every day starts off with meditation, a social media post, and breakfast, followed by whatever project I am doing that week. So if it was week 1, then I would work on the new collection, but if it was week 2, then I would work on Patreon. This would be followed by a stretch session and lunch, because sitting at a desk all day can really stress out your muscles. And I, for one, have really tense shoulders and my back always aches, so I find that stretching at least once a day really helps relieve my pain. The time after lunch is dedicated to filming and editing for YouTube. And ideally, I'd like my day to end at 5 p.m. so I could do some exercise, make dinner, and clean up for the day. But lately there's just been so many things to do, so I usually save some time between cleaning up after dinner and before 10 p.m. to finish up any other things that might still need to be done. In order to improve my mental health, I've set 10 p.m. to be winding down time so I can fall asleep better. In my creative journey video, I talked about saying goodbye to client work and focusing on my brand. However, I've picked up a few projects that were hard to turn away from, so I've set aside some time on Thursdays and Fridays as well as night times for client work. Once I'm done with this though, I'm really going to be saying goodbye to client work for good. Because even though I'm still using this framework as a reference, there have been so many days where I've worked from 8 a.m. all the way to midnight, and it's really been too much for me. There's simply too much on my plate. Luckily, these client projects should wrap up by the end of this week, so I'm really looking forward to going back to my 8 to 5 schedule. Because for the weeks where I did follow this schedule and meditate every day, eat 3 meals a day, and got off work on time, went to bed on time, it felt so extremely satisfying. I wasn't stressed, my mood was amazing, and I felt so well rested. If you're also setting some new goals for yourself, I think that clarifying what those goals are and identifying what every month and every day might look like in order for you to reach those goals can be really helpful, especially if you're working alone or working from home with no one to manage you. By creating a guideline for yourself, every Monday when you sit down to work, you will have a rough idea of what your week might look like, which makes planning your day-to-day tasks so much easier. Okay, now on to some bigger news. I may have spoiled it a bit, but here we go. So if you were here for last week's video, you'll know that I have 2 surprises that I am going to be sharing with you this week. Unfortunately, I actually only have 1 surprise because the other one is not quite ready yet, so I'll be sharing that next week for sure. The surprise for this week is that I'm starting a Patreon! I've actually wanted to do a Patreon for a really long time now, but it just felt so daunting to set one up. There just seems to be so many different components to it. So I spent some time figuring out what I wanted to create and what I thought you would all be interested in. So throughout this video, you'll see a lot of behind the scenes bits and pieces of how I put everything together for my Patreon. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go! So one of the first things I worked on were the little icons for each of the tiers that you can select. The first tier that I'm working on here is called the Dream Team, and this basically gives you access to all of the exclusive updates and behind the scenes sneak peeks that I will be posting on Patreon. You get to vote on new merch, YouTube videos, and monthly themes, and you'll also get a 10% off coupon code for my shop. And of course, you'll also have my eternal gratitude. So for the next tier, Digital Babe, in addition to everything you get in the first tier, you'll also get downloads and printables, so that could be anything from wallpapers to printable calendar spreads and more. The one after that is called Pen Pals, and for the Pen Pal tier you'll get everything from the previous tiers, but you'll also get a monthly art print that is 5x7. This month's theme is Cozy Fall Vibes, which you'll get to see later. The one after that is called Sticky Babies, and for that tier you get a sticker sheet. I'll also show you this a little bit later on in the video. If you want to skip ahead, I'll leave the time code in the description box below. The tier after that is a little bit special. It's called the Custom Portrait, Print, and Sticker. So for this tier you get a 4x4 illustrated bust portrait of any person of your choice, and I will also turn that person into a sticker sheet for you, so you'll get a bunch of different you'll get your person in a bunch of different emotions that you can stick in your planner, on your water bottle, or anything like that. The 2 tiers after that are pretty similar. The one directly after that is a full body portrait that is 8.5 by 11, and the one after that is a full body portrait with a simple background. And all of these also come with the sticker sheet that I mentioned before. So that's basically all of the tiers that I will be offering on my Patreon. I hope that you guys like it. If there's anything else you guys would like to see on here, please let me know. And here's me drawing the monthly art print. Ta-da! And that's this month's Patreon art print. The next thing I worked on was the sticker sheet. Here's a little time lapse of me drawing it on Procreate. I was trying to think of all the cozy fall things and what I could draw, and it was so much fun. Got me thinking about Thanksgiving, pies, pumpkins, all sorts of things. Fall fruits, scarves, warm drinks. I really love summer, but fall can also be really great. Just think of all the cozy sweaters you can wear and snuggling up in blankets on your couch. I think there are some really great things about every season of the year. So after I drew this, I also worked on examples for the commission tiers. So I did a bust drawing, a full body drawing, and also a full body drawing with a simple background, as well as a sticker sheet example for all of those tiers. I'm not going to be sharing that here today just because I feel like this video is already quite long and I'm not sure if you would want to see the process behind that. I will insert some pictures once this time lapse is over, but then after that I'm going to jump into making stickers and testing them out in my journal. So here are the 3 different types of commission tiers: the bust drawing, the full body drawing, along with the stickers, and also the full body with simple background. I'm hoping that these would be pretty fun for people to use as avatars, profile pictures, and as art prints for decoration. So as I mentioned earlier, the next step was to print out the stickers and have them cut, and just to test out whether everything will work out or not. The printer I'm using is a Canon PIXMA Pro 100, and I will be cutting the stickers on a Cricut Explorer, and the sticker paper I'm using is from onlinelabels.com. So I have the really big Cricut cutting mat, but I actually recommend getting just the regular size because I don't really end up using that much of it. But since it's so big, there is that piece of plastic. Instead of taking it off, I just roll it up and tape it to the side. That way the unused part of the Cricut board will remain sticky and it won't be exposed to any dust or air. So this cutting process is pretty slow, and sometimes it takes a bit of calibration if you've never cut stickers before, but after quite a few trial and errors, I think I've finally nailed it down. For the fun part, testing out the stickers. I think this has got to be my favorite part. So I did a little spread in my agenda listing all my Thanksgiving plans, and then I decorated the page with all the stickers. It was so much fun. I think they turned out really nice. The color and everything just looks so cute. I'm really feeling the fall vibes, and I really hope that you guys will also like it. Let me know in the comments down below which sticker on this sheet is your favorite, and perhaps you could let me know what you're most looking forward to this fall. Is it Thanksgiving dinner? Is it pumpkin spice latte? What is it? For me, it's wearing all of the fall outfits, being in cozy sweaters and scarves. Those are some of my favorite outfits to wear of all time. So I'm really looking forward to the slightly colder weather and being cozy in all my comfy clothes. Speaking of things to look forward to, I'm running a sale on my shop right now for Canadian Thanksgiving, so be sure to check that out. It runs from Friday to the end of day Monday, so make sure you don't miss out on all of that. For those of you celebrating the Canadian Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a wonderful time with your friends and family. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend, let me know in the comments down below how you're celebrating. A few friends and I are gonna get together for a potluck, so I'm really looking forward to that. Last week I also released a new witch sticker. It's a holographic sticker, so it's super fun. So that's pretty much it from me for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of my life. My work does vary quite a bit from week to week, so stay tuned for another studio vlog and we'll be doing something else. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. If you like this video, please like it, and I'd love it if you could subscribe and join my YouTube family. Once again, I hope you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. I'll see you all next week.